It's wide right, and the Chiefs are headed to their 6th straight AFC Championship game. You see the score below. You saw Tyler Bass miss that kick. Chiefs are facing off against the Ravens. You're watching the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Jace Andrews, and after Josh Allen loses to Patrick Mahomes once again in the playoffs, we have the matchup that everybody has been waiting for, the game that everybody wants to see. It's Chiefs. It's Baltimore. We're taking on Chiefs versus Ravens in the AFC Championship game, and I could not ask for a better matchup. Today, we're giving you a preview of this game from key players on the Baltimore Ravens, latest injury news on the Chiefs after the Bills game, and everything you need to know leading up to this matchup coming up on next Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Time. I'll tell you what, though, we got some business to attend to before that, and that is with the 6th straight AFC Championship game, we need 600 likes on this video. Now, I'm telling you what, the past 2 previews, the Dolphins and the Bills, we have crushed this like goal. We've gotten it way farther, but I need 600 like my life depends on it. So go down there and hit that like button, because I'm telling you, the bosses have put a lot of pressure on me this week to say, hey, Chiefs Channel needs to perform, because, listen, if they're going to go to the Super Bowl and they want to have a watch party, they want to have an AFC Championship watch party. We need the likes. We need the subs. So go down there and hit that like button right now. Let's get into this matchup and the basics of it all, as the Ravens, with the best record in the AFC at 13-4, they have the first-ranked scoring defense, allowing just 16.5 points per game. Right behind them, well, it's the Chiefs. That's second, 17.3 points per game in the regular season. The big difference in these two, it's the offense. The Ravens scoring almost 30 points per game. The Chiefs, not even 22. They're 15th in the National Football League. And, well, that's the reason why the Ravens are favored by 3. And let's get to some injury news before we start off on too much of looking at the Ravens side. Joe Thuney, if you watched the game, you saw that he left, and they're calling it a pectoral injury during today's game versus the Bills. And he is going to get a MRI tomorrow. So make sure you're subscribed. We'll keep you updated. And tomorrow, as soon as that news drops, we'll pop out a video for you and have the latest on what's going on with Thuney and if he will be eligible or available to play next Sunday. These two teams have had similar seasons in some ways and a little bit different than the others. The wins, a little bit more for the Ravens just by 2, but the fact that the Chiefs all year were talking about this is a down year and they're just 2 wins less than the Ravens, you're killing me. You're killing me. Plus, 264.4 passing yards. I'm telling you, the crazy fact is that's 50 more than the Ravens, and everybody talking about Patrick Mahomes isn't having a good year. Yet he's amazing in the passing yards. Rushing yards is going to be a big key. You got to contain Lamar Jackson, Gus Edwards, Justice Hill, and now they have Dalvin Cook as well. The total yards, pretty even, 351 for the Chiefs, 370 for the Ravens. The big number down there at the bottom, you see it. 39 touchdowns for the Chiefs, 55 for the Ravens in the regular season. So looking at these two teams, I ask you the question that we ask every week. Who you got in this game, AFC Championship preview? Who do you have coming out and going to the Super Bowl on the AFC side? Is it the Kansas City Chiefs as they go to their 6th straight AFC Championship? Will they make it back to the Super Bowl for a 2nd straight year and go off and face? Or will it be the Baltimore Ravens? And will they finally get past the divisional round and make it all the way to the Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson? If you think it's Kansas City, which we all know it is, then type KC. If you think it's the Ravens, you can go down there and type BAL. I'm here for everyone's opinion. This is going to be a fun game. Get in the comments, KC for the Chiefs, BAL for the Baltimore Ravens. These two teams did not face each other in the regular season. So unlike the Dolphins and the Bills, we don't have a game to go off of. We don't have something to look at and say, well, here's what happened last time, and here's what they're going to have to do to correct that or do again to get the win. So let's start with kind of taking a little bit of a peek at this team in the Baltimore Ravens and what exactly they bring to the table. The first one, the guy everybody's been talking about, the potential and probable MVP of the National Football League, Lamar Jackson, as he is having a crazy year. I just don't know how to describe it. He has been playing out of his mind, and he's honestly been the reason the Ravens have gotten this far. Everybody likes to crap on him in the playoffs. He's a big reason. 67.2 completion percentage for both these guys. Mahomes with a little more yards and a little more touchdowns in the passing game, but the interceptions, way, way less for Lamar. And the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes with 14. You got to watch out because you have a secondary full of amazing playmakers for the Baltimore Ravens, including Kyle Hamilton, we will talk about in just a minute. But the QB rating, this was what was interesting to me. 102.7 for Lamar, 92.6 for Patrick Mahomes. Lamar doesn't have a lot of yards, but when he throws it, he knows exactly what to do. And the worst part about this, That's not the only thing he brings to the table. This guy can run the ball like no other. And we saw in the Chiefs-Bills game, it was really hard to contain not just the run game, but Josh Allen. He got out in space, and he was running all over the Chiefs, having 50 yards in the first half. Well, guess what? Lamar, 800 plus in the regular season. You're going to have to stop him if you want to have a chance to win this game and head back to the Super Bowl. This QB battle, though, well, it hasn't happened in the postseason. They are meeting for the first time because, well, the Ravens have struggled in the postseason. They haven't been able to get past the divisional round. Now, Mahomes versus Lamar all time. Mahomes leads that series 3-1. They'll have a fifth face-off this time for all the marbles to head to the Super Bowl. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a good one. And if you want to get some prize picks in, well, guess what? They already got them out. That's how good prize picks is. And you can get a $100 deposit match by going to prizepicks.com/CLNS and using the code CLNS to get that first deposit match. I'm telling you, you're going to want to go check it out because it's honestly been the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. And listen, I know there's a lot of things talking about, but I don't know how to use prize picks. Well, it's super easy. Anybody can do it. You pick 2 or more players, 2 to 6, then you choose more or less on their prize picks projected stats. In fact, here, go put this one in right now. Travis Kelce, more on receiving yards. He's going to get this. He had an amazing game today versus the Buffalo Bills. I expect him to have another one on Sunday. Isaiah Pacheco, 66.5 rushing yards. The Bills have a secondary unlike any other. You're going to have to run the ball well if you want to win this game. Go with more on that. And as much as I don't want to say it, Lamar Jackson, he's going to run over the Chiefs. 55.5. Given Josh Allen got that today, I don't think it's going to be that hard for Lamar to get it next week with the way the Ravens offense is set up. Once again, go get that $100 deposit match by going to prizepicks.com/CLNS and using the code CLNS for that first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks also offers a rebooted policy so that if your players get hurt, guess what? They're going to stay and play because they're going to be rebooted if they leave the game in the first half and then do not return in the second half. Prize Picks is the only daily fantasy sports platform with an injury insurance policy. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types. What makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app? Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use the code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. The second Ravens key player you got to keep watch of is Zay Flowers, the rookie wide receiver out of Boston College. I mean, this guy was talked about as ACC guy. Is he going to be good? Is he going to be not? He may have been one of the best picks in the first round in terms of wide receivers. You have JSN. Quentin Johnston's been doing nothing, so Zay Flowers may be the pick of the litter. And it's not surprising to see that his stats also show that. 858, 77 receptions, and 11.1 on the average, 5 touchdowns. He really molded into what is now his in-season form when they had Mark Andrews go down, because that kind of took away one target. Now, Isaiah likely has been great since then, but Zay Flowers is going to be a tough guy to cover. Well, guess what? Here's the best news. We got the best guy in the game to cover him. L'Jarius Sneed is going to need to lock in and lock down Zay Flowers. I like that matchup a lot because L'Jarius Sneed, until the Bills game, until tonight, he had not allowed a touchdown in coverage. Tonight, Jakir got him. It was a great pass by Josh Allen and an incredible catch. But I like L'Jarius Sneed against 99.9% of any receivers, honestly, in the NFL. Give me 100% of them. So, who's going to win this stellar matchup we're going to get to see come Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon area? Is it going to be L'Jarius Sneed? Is he going to lock down Zay Flowers like he has done the entire year with stellar receivers like A.J. Brown, like Stephon Diggs, like, heck, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase? This guy's been locked down. Or is the rook, Zay Flowers, going to finally break away and make L'Jarius Sneed kind of get out of his rhythm here? Well, then type F in the comment section. S for L'Jarius Sneed. S for L'Jarius Sneed, F for Zay Flowers. Who wins this matchup? All right. Here's who's going to talk about him. Kyle Hamilton. This guy has been an insane secondary player since he came out of Notre Dame just a couple years ago. And honestly, I would argue he's been the best player on the Ravens defense this year. I know they've got a ton of amazing guys. Patrick Queen's in there. Jadeveon Clowney's been amazing, kind of resurged his career. But if you look at the stats that this safety has put up, oh my gosh, 81 tackles, 3 sacks, all in the same game, by the way, against the Colts. All in the same game. So if they blitz the safety, he gets home. 10 tackles for loss, 13 pass breakups, 4 interceptions. This guy has been a stellar guy. And guess what? You're going to have to deal with him in a lot of different ways. So, MVS, get ready to break away. You had 2 catches today. Let's see how you do next Sunday. The last guy, he may play, Mark Andrews, the tight end that got injured back in November against the Bengals. He's been on injured reserve since week 11. But guess what? His time may finally shine because he has the potential to be back versus the Kansas City Chiefs, which opens up a realm of possibilities and an offense that we have not gotten to scout or see all season long. Now, the reason this is a stipulation, a thing that we have to watch, well, he did not play this past Saturday against the Houston Texans, as the Ravens did tweet this out earlier in this week, saying that John Harbaugh said that Mark Andrews' status is still up in the air versus the Texans. Obviously, he did not play, but these 4 or 5 keywords, still up in the air. The fact that he was available or potentially available to play, I feel like he's going to play. In fact, I would say he is likely to play. If you don't know what I'm doing there, well, I'm about to tell you why. Because guess what? The second tight end they have, Isaiah Likely, he's been putting up some amazing numbers as well. So if they have Mark Andrews back, it's going to be a hard time to try and go through these 2 tight ends because we're going to see an offense that you haven't scouted. It's kind of what I was saying. You're not going to see a lot of film on Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews in the same set. Well, guess what? The way Isaiah Likely has performed this year, 30 receptions, 411, 13.7, and 5 touchdowns, almost every single one of those stats coming since Mark Andrews went down. You're going to get to see an offense that you may not be able to scout because there's not really any footage of it now that Likely has kind of come out of nowhere in some ways. The guy out of Coastal Carolina has played insanely well. He's going to be a key factor in this game. Well, it comes to that time of the show where I ask you to predict the score because ultimately I can sit here and talk all day and tell you the matchups to watch and tell you what I'm thinking. Well, there's only one way that we can fully get your opinion on this game, and that's to get you down in the comment section to predict your score and let me know what you're thinking about this game and what score prediction you have. So I'm going to give you mine in just a second, but go down there and put your score down in the comment section. Here's mine. Chiefs 28. Ravens 24. And before you say, Jace, the Ravens look unbeatable, Jace, how are you going to pick the Chiefs? I know you're Chiefs host, but how are you going to do this? Experience over talent. I think that's what's going to win. And if you ask me, if you ask anybody, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce have been here year in and year out. Andy Reid has been here year in and year out. Lamar Jackson won his first divisional game on Saturday. Lamar Jackson has not been in an AFC Championship game. Lamar Jackson doesn't have the experience that Patrick Mahomes has. Guess what? Now you get to see him in a key opportunity. He was calm last week, and they talked about how he kind of forgot about his playoff, history in that game. But how are you going to do it when you have a packed stadium rooting for you and Patrick Mahomes, the villain, coming in, watching you, and looking down on you saying, hey, bud, guess what? I am coming for you. Just like I did to Josh Allen. I won my first road playoff game. I'm going to do it again against you. We appreciate you watching, and we're going to have literally every single piece of content you want all week long for the Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to have injury news. We're going to have some more looks at this game. We'll probably have another preview talking about all the matchups to watch. We're going to talk to you about the Chiefs stuff to watch and everything. We're going to break it all down right here on the Chiefs Report. And the best thing we do here, sub for Chiefs dubs. You want the Chiefs to win on Sunday? Hit that subscribe button. Pretty easy. We're putting out the good content, and we need your help. Listen, we got 70 subscribers last week when we did this. Chiefs win. I don't think it's coincidence. So get down there and hit that sub button. We certainly do appreciate you making it all the way through this video. And as always, Chiefs Kingdom, happy AFC Championship week, and peace out.